Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a Mash and Drum Whiskey Wednesday night. And my screen looks weird. I wonder why. There we go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Tonight, we're going to continue our best $30 bourbon and under bourbon face-off blind tasting. We have a bunch of bottles tonight that we're going to be going head-to-head. A bunch of different proof points. All around that $30 and under mark. It's going to be pretty epic tonight. We're going to probably dive right in here pretty soon because I have 18 different whiskeys to try. See if I could rank them, see if I could figure out what they are, and ultimately crown another top 4 for tonight. So let's see. So I was like literally running up and down the stairs, like trying to get everything ready. I needed more glasses, and I was like, oh my God, like this is crazy tonight. So what is going on, everybody? Welcome in. Don't forget the Mellow Corn. Mellow Corn is in. What else? Wild Turkey 101 single barrel distillery pick. Don't forget the welcome to Whiskey Wednesday. That is right, everybody. Jason, you got Shooters in Freeport, New York, LFG. Stephen F. Yeah, man. Freeport, New York, my old stomping grounds. Are you tasting the Bulleit tonight? Yes, I'll be tasting these in the after party a little later. But we'll get to that here in a little bit. 18, ouch, don't fall. Cheers, Mash and Drum. Did you put J. Rager Bourbon in the competition? No, Christian, because I don't have that here locally, so that one's not in here. So, all right, let me say hi to a bunch of people in the chat. Let's see. We have Nathan Jurgensen is here. We have EJ. Randall Erickson is here. What's going on, buddy? Nice to see you. Jason K is here. Michter's Barrel Strength Rye in the Glen. 96 Milliman is here. The Evan Williams Bottle and Bond was my first love in budget bottles. I definitely need to purge some 30 and under in my stash. ECBP Rye bottle you own in the Glen tonight. Okay. Travis Robeson, get ready for Jason to back into his live stream for everyone. Hit that like, oh, the amount of videos I got sent this week about backing into spots. Pretty hilarious. I was laughing all week. I love you guys. Tim Romero is here. We got Danny Lynn, all just cracked a Wobbins Barrel Proof. I think Wobbins Barrel Proof is underrated. I think I did a video on that a long time ago, but I still see people sleep on that bottle a good amount. Tim Taylor is here. We got Dr. Sped is in the house. What's going on? Paul P. Here early for once. Coopers and Old Forester 100 top 2. Well, the Old Forester 100 made it to the next round last week, so that's definitely going to be in the running to see what my top ones are. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. David Rackoff is here. What up, JC? Lovely night for a mail call. Got Penelope Estate Founders 13 year in the glass tonight. Nice, David. I still haven't gotten those damn Penelopes. I got to try to get my hands on one of those. They're like stupid money on secondary, so I'm just like seeing. I'm just going to wait it out a little bit before I put it out there in the universe. We'll see. We got Top Jimmy here. Modi, it's Yo Pastanis is here. We got Phil. Ed Williams. What's going on, big, beautiful bastard? Papa Steve is here. What's going on? Cheers. Tim Cornet is here. We got A-Brod. We got Stephen Godfrey is here. What's going on, Steve? Mrs. EJ is here. DMC Kentucky. What's going on, David? Nice to see you, buddy. Tim Jurgensen. All Sagamore Rye by Night. Fresh crack. It is fantastic. Dude, the Sagamore Rye by Night is one of my favorite picks we've done this year. And you know, everybody in our group that got a bottle that's getting to taste it, not only for the first time, but also second, third, fourth time, it just gets better. So, yeah, enjoy it, man. Little Barry is here. What's going on, Little Barry? Nice to see you. Mark Hoyle. Ben is here. Whiskey Uncensored. I heard this is where all the cheap, cool kids were hanging out tonight. That's right. Sometimes it's good to, save on the budget a little bit. Jill, the sample guy, is here. Rare Breed is here. What's going on, man? Let's see. Rees Mash is here. Isaac Camacho. We said hi to DMC. Kenneth Clark is here. All this, some 13 Colony Cask Strength Rye in the Glen tonight. Such a good bottle this year. Love that release. Great job there by 13 Colony for sure. Mark Hoyle is here. And a bunch more coming in. I just have to scroll down to the bottom. I think I saw a new members here. Wesley Forte became a YouTube member. What's going on, Wesley? Nice to see you, bud. Top Dog is here. The Bourbon Jerks are here. What's going on? Nice to see you, Tom. Whiskey Knows, who let this guy in? Nice to see you, buddy. And Keith Stepansky, excited I was able to snag a beacon thanks to a friend. I tried Beacon again last night among some other great whiskeys, and it still stands out as one of the best releases this year. Truly. I see Brad Tanica, Porky Prankster. That's a great name. Yeah, he's the one that said, don't forget the Mellow Corn. It's in there. Randall Erickson has already gifted 10 Mash and Drum memberships tonight. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. We got Giselle's is here and more people coming in. Already 291 beautiful people watching tonight. Guys, so I'm warming up a little Maker's Mark pick. I got to see my buddies, the Bourbon Hunters, last night for the first time in about a couple months. Was able to record an episode with those guys, their podcast. So it was a lot of fun. And they gave me one of their picks that they did, their Maker's Mark private selections. They called it Vanilla Espresso with an X. And I got to try it last night, and I actually was digging this pick. And the thing is that, I was like, I mean, how those bottles doing, I don't know, like Maker's Mark picks. I don't feel like people are really into them that much anymore, but some people are still pretty religious about picking them up. Anyway, whatever side you're on, this one is actually pretty good. So I figured this would be a really good, just kind of a palate prepper tonight, because it's literally tastes like a vanilla latte in a glass with a little chocolate. It's really good. So cheers tonight. Thanks for hanging out tonight. A little flustered tonight because I was running all over the place. I'm just trying to get my bearings here. So thank you so much. Hey, Giggly Bits Fritter, there you are. Better late than never, right? Yeah, might as well. John Bornick, picks. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah, this one went heavy on the Mendiant, so it's very chocolatey. I'm also getting a note that I didn't get last night. I'm getting almost like what is that? Wow, heavy like vanilla icing. It's like the top layer of the whatchamacallit, a Pop-Tart frosting, but just the frosting. It's really sweet. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have more of those, but I think they do. So you guys can maybe try to grab one of those if you can. Don't sleep on the VOB, Very Old Barton 100. That one's in there tonight. Makers picks, Makers releases, it all just seems repetitive with the 10 stave thing or some finish, but we let Jill and Martha in accounting pick barrels for this release. Is the 2025 cellar age worth grabbing, says Bourbon Politico. I have one on the way. I thought I was going to be able to grab one a little bit sooner, but that fell through, unfortunately. So I actually have a buddy of mine picking me up a bottle tomorrow, so I will have a video out for that bottle as soon as I can. Top Jimmy's in the house. Randall Erickson, booyah, beat me to the membership, smash like slacker. Thanks so much, Top Jimmy, for the $20 super chat. Appreciate that. Sweet Cindy is here, going to be cracking a resilient 17-year finish in Madeira. Cannot wait. Madeira is such a slept-on finish. I love Madeira. The 2024 Lost Recipe is solid. Recycled laundry, I couldn't agree more. Love it. Do people in Columbus like bourbon bottle candles? I don't know. I mean, normally when you go to someone's house and they have like a bar with a bunch of bourbon, there's usually a couple of those laying around. I think it depends on the person. Any order the milestone? I missed the milestone. By the time I got to my computer, I was able to order it. It was gone. So I'm hoping to get a sample somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like Maker's Mark picks they're not off-putting by any means, but there's also nothing super unique about them. I feel like, what would refresh it? You get rid of the Mendiant, you bring the Mocha stave back, or you get rid of the Mendiant, or you get rid of one of the other staves, and then you introduce a whole new stave to it. I feel like that's the only way you can kind of refresh the experience a little bit, because right now it's been Mendiant for a while, or Mendiant, or however they say it, and it just hasn't really evolved. Obviously, with all the picks they do, every combination has had to be done at some point. So I don't know. I don't know where they go from here. Thoughts on Still Austin cast strength, says Jesse Foster. I love that bottle. I think Still Austin's making some of the finest bourbon, especially outside, especially within Texas, for sure. Should we talk about how they faked the moon landing, says Steak Legend? I don't think so. Let's not get into conspiracy theories. Bourbon Bill's here. And I'll picked a Maker's Barrel with previously unused stave combination, called it Purple Honey. It's very good. Oh, that's pretty cool. See, that's what I would want to do. I'd want to go in. I'm like, what weird staves can you offer us instead of the usual? But I don't think I have that type of pull. Let's see here. Maker's Mark, off-putting. I love pudding. Westwood pre-order. Oh, it's still open? Oh, okay. I'm going to have to go grab one of those then. I thought it was all gone. Moon landing is real. Video is fake. Oh, yeah, maybe the video was. Mark Emmenecker, still either 4 to 5 for their premier line for sure. Let's see. Nathan Jurgensen, there is no moon. Where have I heard that before? I know The Matrix, but it was spoon. There is no spoon. I remember that line. Just ordered the 25 Keepers release. How we doing? Can't wait for that Mellow Corn. Yeah, we're going to dive into that here shortly. What's going on here? Next week, tomorrow, be driving up to Joseph Magnus in Michigan to do a barrel pick for Mash and Journey Whiskey Club. I'm really excited to experience that and see what that tastes like. It's 10-year whiskey, 10-year bourbon that has been aged in Seguin Moreau barrels. So Seguin Moreau is kind of those higher end barrels made in California, all handmade, like legit handmade, not like a few pieces handmade. Like everything is handmade from scratch. They're more expensive to use. The wood is very specially selected. It's I don't have like an inside, view as to if that is actually true, but based on what I see distillers paying for Seguin Moreau barrels, it is very true. So I'm excited to see what they have to offer and what we're going to get to taste through. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. I'll have to wake up early. I have a long drive in the morning, but we'll get there. So it'll be cool to check it out. Yes, Holland, Michigan. Just got the Remix Experimental for $60 and it's great. Dustin Klosser up. Dude, I told you the Remix Experimental 9-year #1 is, again, it's another really slept on whiskey. Speaking of slept on whiskeys, well, not so sure slept on, but I was at the liquor store today because I had to get a couple bottles for tonight and walked into the store, and the clerk there that I know, he kind of took me to the back and he goes, "Hey, we just made this end cap of bottles. It's all bottles that have been completely marked down." So on that end cap, I should say, there were some pretty interesting bottles there. The Remus Highest Rye 6-year bourbon was marked down to, I think, $35-40. Barrel Vantage was marked down. Barrel A Tale of Two Islands, I believe it's called. That one was marked down. A Smoke Wagon Rye was marked down. What else? Yeah, there was a good amount of bottles that got slashed in prices that just aren't moving. Kind of crazy when you think about it. I think the problem with the Remus, because I love that mash bill. I love that Highest Rye mash bill. 51% corn, 49% malted rye. I'm sorry, 49. I think it's 39% rye, and then 10% is malted rye. But the bottle actually just says 51.49. But 10% of that rye is malted rye in that mash bill. It's got a great age statement, but I think the mistake that Remus made with that bottle is they put Highest Rye on the label, and people think it's a rye whiskey rather than a bourbon. So I think, again, just the labeling, the language that they use, I think kind of screwed that barrel, because I think it's a fantastic mash bill. But yeah, picked up the Green River 250th and Penelope Peach Old Fashioned. Very cool. Remus store picks are typically good. You need to get some Dragon's Milk Origin while you're in Holland. A lot of their limited releases dropped recently. I'll see if I can stop there. The thing about New Holland, man, I love New Holland. I'm really interested in their ryes. They have a very, very peach ring forward profile. Sometimes I'm in the mood for it. Sometimes I'm not. It just depends. I love the Highest Rye. What's up, Matt Himes? Nice to see you, man. If anyone sees a butterfly bottle on clearance south of $40, I need to know for a special blend. Travis Robeson, how dare you? Jason just triggered my phone. I ordered the Milestone 3. Damn it, says Hooper. Sorry. Hooper, man, leave me one. Oh, okay. So tonight we're going to taste through 18 $30 and under bourbons. We're going to do much like we did last week. We're going to go through one half, taste them, rank them, kind of pick my top from that group, maybe my top 3 or 4 from that group. And then we'll do the same with the next grouping. So tonight, what I have in the list tonight. So here we go. I'm not going to show all the bottles, but we have Bulleit Bourbon, Wild Turkey 101, Old Grandad 114, Evan Williams Bottle and Bond, Evan Williams 1783, George Dickel 8-year bourbon, Cooper's Craft 100, Tincup Bourbon, Jim Beam Devil's Cut, Jim Beam Double Oaked, Ancient Age 10-star, Very Old Barton 100 proof, Benchmark Top Floor, Benchmark Single Barrel, Old Grandad Bonded, JW Dant Bottle and Bond, Mellow Corn, and the standard Green River Bourbon, which is a 90 proof. I believe it's, I think I got it for like $28. So that was it. So I grabbed those, and that's what we're tasting tonight. So not that many. Tonight is Black Velvet night. No. Yeah, I threw Mellow Corn in there just to have some fun. I just, we'll see how it goes. So we're going to get started here shortly. Cooper's Craft WD here says game over. Is it blind? Mellow Corn color will give it away. That's the thing, Mark. But here's the thing. There is another bourbon in this blind that is also pretty light. So I'm not sure which one that is. Well, actually, there's 3 that are really light. One of those I'm sure is the Mellow Corn, but I don't know for sure. So yeah, these are all 18 glasses that were poured by Kim, and then she kind of mixed them up. So I don't know what's what, but I can tell you that there's definitely a few light ones in there, which I would put any amount of money. Mellow Corn's one of them. So yeah, Benchmark did fare well out. Dude, this is good. It does. It tastes like vanilla, like a vanilla cake. That's crazy. All right. Let's get into this here a little bit. No, you threw Mellow Corn in there to do an awesome recommendation. Well, yeah. Cheers all. Jason, have you tried the new Knob Creek barrel strength picks? I've had 125, 129 that were great. Can't beat them for less than 80. I've had a couple of them, and I do. I think when you hit on one that's really good, it's really good for sure. Still in shock that Magnus is doing picks again. Hopefully they're not rolling out the barrels they're just trying to get rid of. So here's the theory, Wesley, and I don't know if this is true. So speaking of the experimental additions that we just talked about from Remus. So Remus is obviously MGP. They did the experimental Distillers Reserve, whatever you want to call it. That's a 9-year Seguin Moreau barrel that they utilize. Now, Joseph Magnus sources from MGP. So are these Seguin Moreau barrels that are now 10 years that weren't used from that lot of, when they blended it? I'm just curious. And it kind of, I literally just hit me today. I'm like, oh, because somebody had told me they got that experimental. They really liked it. So I thought, man, I wonder if these are those same barrels. So that's what I was kind of thinking and trying to put together in my head. But then I was looking up the experimental, and I think partially the experimental is toasted. So I'm not sure if it's the same thing, but I mean, it could be along the same line. So I'm just curious to see what that is tomorrow, but I'm going to ask, I'm going to try to find out, but yeah, for sure. Let's see. That's going to make a wild end of a blend. Yeah, I'm a little scared of that one. Thoughts on Penelope Project X? My Costco has the cognac and sherry for 70. Christian, great question. I've only had these a couple times. The one that I preferred was the cognac because so I didn't like the cognac at first, but over time it grew on me, and I felt like the nuttiness from a good cognac came through. It got a little bit darker over time, whereas I like the sherry more in the beginning, but that switched for me with some airtime. So I started liking the cognac a little bit more as the bottle opened up over the sherry. But again, I mean, it's a finish that's not going to be super consistent from bottle to bottle. I could just go off of what I tried and what I thought. Big Vic, if you haven't got the old line pick 7-year American single malt finish in Madeira cast for 3 years, 31 left. Old line spirits. Oh yeah, Big Vic, thanks for reminding me. So hello again, whiskey friends, Puffs and Pours. They did a great old line 7-year American single malt pick, finished in Madeira. As you can see there's 31 left. It's a great price too. Big Vic, remind me the price again. It's under $100. It's actually a really good price. And it's a really good whiskey. If you guys want to grab one of those, I'll probably post that pretty soon too. Got that old line pick on the way, says Nathan Jurgensen. Awesome. What's your thoughts? Is the Barton 18-year barrels going to be hunted like buff turkey? I love Calumet 18. I don't think it's going to be as desired as buffalo turkey, because buffalo turkey, once you put the word buffalo in it, people lose their effing mind. I think Barton 18 barrels, I think, are good. I think people that are in the know will definitely seek them out, especially if they're selecting from either an NDP or a whiskey club that's sourcing these barrels. That's going to be able to use them and get some good barrels. However, I still don't think they're going to have the cachet that I don't know, that the buffalo turkey does. But for those that take the time to really do look for a really good Barton 18 year and try them, I think the whiskey blendery out of Texas had some fantastic ones. I heard. I think I want to say, I mean, I'm trying to think of some other brands that I saw that had some of these. I mean, they're out there. So I feel like if you take the time to look for them and find good ones, you could find some really amazing, really amazing barrels from Barton with those, with that 18-year age statement for sure. Oh, Elkwood. That's the one I was trying to think of, Nathan. Thank you so much. Elkwood has some good Barton 18 years out there as well. So those are a couple of brands I know that have put out some good ones. I'm sure there are going to be more. Who knows if Augusta is in line to grab a couple of those too, just like they did Buffalo Turkey. You know, just keep an eye out. If you start seeing these 18-year barrels out there, you probably know where it's going to be from. So I have a Buffalo Turkey that tastes like grape soda gasoline. That's about right, Dustin. Nolan Wren, can you explain Buffalo Turkey again? So really quick, there was a certain amount of time when Wild Turkey was getting their new still up and running. They essentially contract distilled whiskey from Buffalo Turkey. However, it's Buffalo Turkey's grain. It's Buffalo Turkey. It's Buffalo Trace's grain. It's Buffalo Trace's yeast. Everything is created by Buffalo Trace, except that the mash bill is Wild Turkey's. So when they tasted the whiskey and Wild Turkey got around to it and said, "Hey, how are these coming along?" It didn't taste anything like Wild Turkey. So they just let them sit and go up in age and until they unleashed them to the market at like 13, 14, 15 years old. Barton Bourbon Company was the first to source that stuff. Some of the older Wild Turkey, some of the old Wild Turkey distillate that you see in some of the Barton Bourbon Company Discovery series, that's the Buffalo Turkey stuff. And then as you get into the other NDPs that were sourcing it, River Roots and Augusta and Elkwood and everybody else under the sun, those are essentially Buffalo Turkey as well. Apparently there was a shit ton of it, but the barrels for it, as I've said, are very, very hit and miss. There's a lot of really flat ones. There's some really good ones too. It just depends. Yes, Jason, please clean Buffalo Turkey before this blind. Yeah. Essentially Wild Turkey with BT grain and yeast and age of Buffalo Turkey. Yeah, that's basically what it is, Nolan. Yep. But you can see why people would lose their mind over it, right? Because it's, you have Wild Turkey and Buffalo Trace, two of the best in the business, just completely coming together. But as Bruce stated on this channel, Bruce Russell, he said it doesn't taste anything like Wild Turkey. It's not Wild Turkey to him. And I agree. I don't think it tastes anybody that's like, oh, I got some Wild Turkey flavors in it. No, that's bullshit. It doesn't taste anything like Wild Turkey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 2 more. 8. I'm just picking random glasses here. 9. All right. We got our first 9 here lined up. Get my notebook. These will be the next 9. And we'll see where we go. We'll see how this goes here. I got my notebook. Got my water. And all right. So as I get into this here, guys, I will go through. I'll try to nose in, taste them, kind of tell you exactly what I'm thinking. I'm going to give them a rating 1 to 5. Usually if you're at a 4 or 5, you're pretty much in the running to make it through. So Buffalo Turkey tastes like a lot of unloved, unwanted barrels. Well, the ones now sure do. There's not a lot of good Buffalo Turkey barrels. So if you guys see one of those out there and somebody says it's Buffalo Turkey, proceed with caution. From now going forward, actually for a few months now going forward, Buffalo turkeys are all try before you buy, if you can, because there's a lot of shitty barrels out there. I've tried them. Hey, Jason, super stoked for the Friday release. Which bottle was the one that was more spice forward? Says Nathan Fergassi. Dude, I don't remember. I'm gonna have to find out tonight when we do the after party. Turkey Buffalo. I had a sample Buffalo Turkey single barrel that was the best whiskey I've ever had. Says Kevin O'Malley. Yeah, I mean, Kevin, when you hit on a good one, they're fantastic. It's just hitting on that good one. Have you tried the Dark Arts one, Justin? I wish I could. I'm gonna see if I could have somebody give me a sample of that when I'm in Bardstown next month. Maybe I'll be able to give that a try. But I heard it's fantastic. Did not get a chance to try that one, and I didn't want to pay $800 for one on secondary that people were trying to sell it for. It's fucking ridiculous. Okay. So real quick before I forget, I do want to get into a kind of a big news story that hit, and it has to do with this beautiful bottle. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Rye has been announced. That's right. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Rye has been announced. This is something that we saw on the TTB. It's something that we've been talking about for a little while. I think people are really excited about it. When it comes to, let me see, where was the full announcement here? I think it was here. Let me make sure I get the right announcement here. And Winkle, discuss, nope. Is it down here? Wild Turkey, no. Holy crap, did all these refresh already? Jesus Louises. Art of Bourbon, nope. That can't be it. Where the hell did it go? Sorry, guys. Okay, I'll just find it here then. Just want to make sure I'm giving the right info. ECBP Rye. I know I had it pulled up here somewhere. Oh, it was on the wrong where was what is it? Oh yeah, Whiskey Raiders. Okay. Got it. So Heaven Hill has expanded the Elijah Craig line with a barrel proof rye release. You guys are looking at it right there. So let's talk about this a little bit. So essentially, rye whiskey lovers receiving exciting news on Tuesday when Heaven Hill announced that expanding its beloved Elijah Craig barrel proof into a rye whiskey product. So this is the A925. So the first one will release this September, next to the B5, the C925 of the Elijah Craig barrel proof bourbon. This carries an age statement of 12 years and 3 months with a proof of 108. That's a very low proof for barrel proof whiskey. For reference, Elijah Craig's most recent barrel proof bourbon was bottled at 126.2 proof. Elijah Craig barrel proof rye whiskey will be available by late September for suggested retail price of $74.99 or $75. Same suggested retail price as the bourbon. So let's see. After this first release, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Rye will release 3 times a year, January, May, and September, just like the bourbon. Let's see. As far as tasting notes, it's very broad right now. Baking spices, gingerbread, molasses, stewed fruits, touch of cinnamon. So that was kind of the big news that dropped this week. Everybody kind of going ape shit over that. It's funny because I feel like it's not going to get heavily criticized like the bourbon is, because people just aren't that passionate about rye mostly. So we'll see how it goes. I'm eager to give it a try and see how actually it compared to some other great barrel proof ryes on the market. I think it opens it up for a lot of comparisons to see, which one kind of holds true, which one, does it, why is the proof so low? And I could tell you from experience, I got the chance to talk to Bernie Lubbers. I did a great interview with him a while back. You guys can check out the video. It's called The History of Rye Whiskey. Bernie Lubbers, we go through the entire history of rye whiskey, and we talk through a lot of the different, the 3 main rye whiskeys that Heaven Hill offers: Pikesville, Elijah Craig rye and Rittenhouse rye. And he had mentioned that there was there's a lot of the rye is aged high up in the rick house, while there are some select barrels that are aged kind of low in the rick house. And I kind of was like, I wonder why they choose to do that. Depending, I think it all has to do with age. But Elijah Craig, I think if I remember him correctly saying, that's the oldest rye that they put out. It's actually older than Pikesville. Pikesville comes in at 6 years, and Rittenhouse is the youngest at 4 years. So I think they really try to monitor those flavors within those barrels as it gets older. So I thought it was kind of interesting. So it'd be interesting to try these at barrel proof. I did get to try a barrel proof rye sample a while back that somebody had pulled from the rick house somewhere. Can't tell you where I got it from, but I got to try it, and it was actually pretty fantastic. Didn't like blow my mind or anything, but I was like, man, I hope this actually comes out at some point. So looking forward to trying that and seeing what happens. You made it come true like Minnick and Maker's Mark Cellar Age. Go Jason C. I mean, I asked for it. I wanted it. I thought it should have come out, but we'll see what happens. I think part of the problem the bourbon has is that they set a standard to previous releases. The rye being their first, there's no comparison for it. I think that's a really good. Well, here's the thing: if the first release is 12 years old, and then all of a sudden the rest of them coming out are like 10 and 9, are people going to start getting pissed? I'm telling you, man, bourbon drinkers are a fickle bunch. But again, I still don't think people care as much about the bourbon as a rye. But I'm excited to try it. What do you think about the Saz 125 proof? Is there a Saz 125 proof? I know there's a 100 proofer that came out. What's the Obtainium? Oh, this is our Boo Rye blend that we are releasing Friday for our Patreon group. So this is a 12-and-a-half-year-old. This is basically the old High West Bourbon distillate. It's MGP, 12-and-a-half years old, and it's incredible. We got 2 different barrels for this release. Not a ton of barrels given the age, but it's a bourbon and rye blend. It's 75% bourbon and 25% rye. So that is the blend details. We're dropping these this Friday, actually. So one of them is sweeter, one of them is more rye forward, if I remember correctly. Just have to. Coming Whiskey posted 125 proof set. Oh, let me look at that. I didn't see that. Let me see that. Coming Whiskey. Nope. Lost Lantern, Chattanooga, Dark Arts, Penelope Barrel Strength, another Penelope Light Whiskey, Chicken Cock, Penelope Barrel Proof, another High Note. Oh, there it is. Wow, Sazerac Rye, straight rye whiskey, 125 a full proof Saz rye. Damn. So just younger Thomas H. Handy? But will it be that much younger than Thomas H. Handy? Not bad. I'm kind of digging that. So what is Sazerac known? What's the age statement on Sazerac right now? Or what does Sazerac come in at these days? 4 years, 125, spicy pickle? Yeah, probably. Yes, I am, Caleb Stelzer. Why does the whole whiskey planet pronounce it Bourai and Bourai? You don't say Bourbon, do you? Who started it so I know where to correctly direct my rage? That would be High West, Mr. Robotic. 6 years-ish? Okay. So 6 years, rye whiskey, Sazerac, but it's probably not aged the same way that Thomas H. Handy is. That's probably going to be the big difference. So I would assume it's not going to be as sweet as Handy, but we'll see. I'm excited for that one. That one's kind of cool. 90, 100, 125 proof sounds like BT has some extra Saz hanging around. Yeah, it's because rye is tough to sell these days, man. Yeah, so Nathan, this is my thing now. Is this the catapult for them because they're bringing out this that they're going to age up Thomas H. Handy? Do we get a Thomas H. Handy 8-year or does it stay 6-year? We will see. Okay, let me dive into this. Anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. But thank you for bringing up that Sazerac 125. I did not get a chance to see that in all the glass madness today. So, all right, let's go to the first one. see what we got. Emmanuel Elvira says rye over bourbon. All right. And yet there is so much really good sitting on shelves, says Shemi. Yeah, dude. It's crazy. When I went to the liquor store today, I just kind of stopped and looked at the shelves and took a good hard look at. There's just so many things just sitting, and I don't, it's hard to tell. They're restocking things here and there, but there is a good amount of stuff just kind of hanging out, sitting around. I mean, stuff that's sitting on the shelf that used to never sit on the shelf, like Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. I saw a bunch sitting on the shelf. B525 just sitting there, just waiting to be bought. What else? Yeah, just a bunch of really good whiskeys. All right, first one here. Little bright on the nose, getting a little pecan. It's a little cardboardy smelling, like wet cardboard. Not great. B525 is a really, really good bourbon, and anyone sleeping on it because it's not 12 years anymore, that fine. More for us. It's really, really good. Constellation stock is in the tank, says Reesmash. Yeah, it's because they made a lot of bad decisions. HH had Barrel Proof Rye available in their bottle year own tasting experience back in late August, was far the most popular option show. Oh, for sure, Mark. There were some of those bottles that popped up on secondary too. Oh, that tastes way better than it smelled. Did you review the Woodinville 8-year rye? Cracking it open tonight. Michael Bellevue. I hated it. I did not like. I actually gave it away. I'm like, I can't drink this. To me, it smelled and tasted like Elmer's glue and Sharpie marker, and I could not get it out of my head. I just think it was. I know a couple people that love it. I thought it was really. I could not even drink it. I snatched the ECBP 525 when I found one. Guess I could have just chilled. I mean, you could have. That wet cardboard note was on the Maker's Mark cellar age, says Stephen F. Yeah, cellar age gets that, dude. It also gets sour milk. Rebecca, yeah, I wish one of these was sweet tea. That's not happening here. Guys, while you're hanging out, hit the like button below if you have not yet. Definitely helps the channel. Appreciate it. Just click that little thumbs up button while you're hanging out here. And thanks so much for hanging out tonight as we go through these really cool blind tastings. I think the next couple of weeks, trying to plan that big Masters Keep event. So we'll keep you posted on that, on which week we'll be doing that. So with Rare Bird, and that one's going to be a pretty epic live stream. So hope you guys are looking for that. Did you try the new Booker's Reserve? Nope, has not hit Ohio yet. Did you review the Evan Williams 12-year? Yeah, a while back I reviewed that, Jesse, for sure. Not a single 25 batch of ECBP has hit Arizona. Wow. Allocated stuff seems to be slowing down because distro are assholes. There's a lot of that going around. Reesmash is sipping on that Gemini 2, sir. It's very good. Told you, man. Gemini 2. That Raconteur Rye Gemini 2 is really good. I think glass 1 here is, I'll give it a 3. It definitely grew on me. I didn't like the way it nosed, but the palate's good. Good spice, vanilla, caramel, a little bright, nothing too crazy here. Just a good solid sipper. So I'll give that a 3. Nothing really too off profile on there. All right, let's go to this one here. Booker's Reserve was in Ohio this week. It was, John? Well, I didn't see it at all. At least not the stores I was in. I didn't see it at all. I mean, I'll get one eventually. I mean, I'm not in a rush to get a tequila finished bourbon, but whatever. I'll get it. What's up, Tommy D? Nice to see you, man. Sipping the Sagamore pick. Excellent. Great pick. Thanks so much, Richard. Two is actually very orangey, borderline peachy, a little flat. Orangey, nothing too crazy here. Milestone 3. You know what? I'm gonna order that shit right now. Can somebody post the link to the Milestone 3, the pre-order, in the chat right now so I can order one real quick? I'm gonna order that shit right now. Sorry about your Mets in the NL East, not, says Mark Emenecker. Man, screw you. I can't wait to see the Phillies go to the playoffs again and screw themselves. So, yeah, good luck with that, Mark. At least the Mets screw everybody before they get to the playoffs, because that's much better. Cubs made the playoffs today. Any recent Smoke Wagon news? I know they plateaued hard the past couple of years, but I have a soft spot in my heart for them, says Robotic. Yeah, I mean, nothing really new coming out from them that I know of. Westward is bankrupt but making allocated whiskey. They're good at that. Go Phils. Cancel Stranahan and grabbed it. Hell yes. They are good at that, says Mark Emenecker. Yeah, they are. This one's a 2. This one's a little flat. Nothing. I like 1 a lot better. Not really too much going on in number 2. Let's go to 3 here. 3 is actually pretty nice. 3, I get more oak, a little bit more depth here. Yeah, the biggest problem for the Mets this year was the pitching didn't pan out the way it did. The lineup underperformed. I don't really know what happened. They were so streaky, and unfortunately, the losing streaks were longer than the winning streaks. So they built themselves up a nice cushion in the beginning of the year. The Mets started out just on fire, but they could not sustain it. So, and now they're just deciding not to hit when they don't want to. Any love for Old Bardstown Bottled and Bond in the competition? You know what, Top Jimmy? Somebody pointed that out to me, and I don't know if I have one. So I could throw it, in maybe round 3. We'll see. Ooh, that's nice. Number 3 is actually really good. More depth. I actually get a little dark fruit note in number 3. Because it has your vanilla, your caramel, little bit of a dark fruit note in number 3. Number 3, I'm giving a 4. Number 3 has a little bit of depth to it. I dig that one. That's good. Definitely more interesting than 2. A little bit more interesting than 1. All right, let's go to number 4. Let's see what we got here. The Mashanddrum link above. Oh, thanks, Jay. I will grab that. Okay, got it. All right, yeah, I will order that. Beleaguered Pirates fan will be donating Skenes to one of these teams in a few seasons, says Matt. Yeah, that's going to be the issue with Skenes. He's either going to be a Yankee, a Met, or possibly a Dodger at some point. That's what happens. 4. I'm actually getting some rye grain in 4, which is really weird. I just went higher register again. Bleach. Maybe it's bleach. Oh, I don't like 4 at all. 4 actually does taste like wet cardboard. Oh. 4 gets a 1. I don't like that at all. What I'm going to do tonight, which I did not do last week, is keep these in a certain order so we can find out what they are and what scores I actually gave them, because I just kind of put them away and mix them up. So we'll figure that out. But yeah, that is not good. I'll take one more sip of that one, but it's not as bad on the second sip. I'll give it a 2. It's extremely thin. It's youthful. It's got like a hay, like a hay note, like a baled hay, like you're in a farm, like not earthy where it smells like manure, but there's an earthiness to it in the nicest way possible. Yeah, this is the one that's earthy. Hey, meh. Yeah, I'm not feeling that one. Okay, let's go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. I don't think 2 is mellow corn. I don't know. You think it's too light to be mellow corn? Or too dark, I should say? I don't know. Maybe 2 is mellow corn. 2 is pretty light. I don't know. Oh, okay. Okay, we have this is a little like number 3. It's got a little more depth here. SLB gave out the link too. That's the tin cup, says Emmanuel Elvira. Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah, the tin cup I think is pretty light. Yep. Don't want to hear anyone whine about their baseball team except for Rockies fans. I'm a White Sox fan. We are stuck in Groundhog Day. Yeah, Sweet Cindy, I can only imagine what it feels like there, man. Yeah. What was your final ranking on the SAG 1098? So, Brad Tanica, my final ranking is number 1 was still the 8. I still think 8 is my favorite of the Sagamore Reserve Series. 8, 10, and then 9. That was because I tasted it again the next day when the glasses were down here. I just wanted to see what the ranking was. So 8, 10, and then 9 for me. Oh, damn, Robert Peacock. Should have added 1 drop of food coloring to the mellow corn. Oh, shit. Dude, 4 is delicious. 5. 5 is delicious. 5, I get vanilla cream, orange, cinnamon, some baking spice there. That's probably the most rounded out of the first 5 so far. That one's pretty good. 5 and 1 actually have really good finishes. So, but I would put 5 up at the number 4 range. That's really good. Yeah, so far 3 and 5 are coming in as my favorites. Yeah, that one's really nice. Complexity under $30. I mean, we're not talking about, Russell's 15 complexity, but for a $30, we're talking $30 complexity, meaning there's more than just corn, water, light caramel, and cornbread in the glass. No, the 1783 is not the Heroes bottle just because I couldn't find the Heroes for 2025. So I think I missed out on it. I think it came in, it's sold out. There might be some hanging around Ohio. I have to go on a hunt for that one. Hooper says I like the M&J SAG pick better than the 10-year. I could see that, Hoop, for sure. Your Sagamore pick is outstanding. Compared it to E.H. Taylor Rye tonight, and it mum. I honestly wonder if anything beyond 8 years for rye means nothing. That is all about how good the juice in the barrel are at that point. Rye mellows out sometimes with age, says Whiskey Habit. Yeah, totally agree. The longer the rye ages, the spice can mellow out quite a bit. It also could get a little bit sweeter, again, depending on how it's aging, to your point. It could also get a little bit more, not more, but I think the mintiness of it can kind of mellow out a little bit too, and more of the sweet flavors that are left in that barrel can come to the forefront. But I think the mash bill is really the biggest, factor, because the ryes are bourbons generally stay in a somewhat of a spectrum where it's anywhere from 70 to 80% corn normally. I mean, obviously there are some outliers there, but rye, you can get a 51% rye. There are 60%ers or 70%ers, 80s, and then you have your 95.5 ryes. So all across that spectrum, I really feel like you can get a lot of different flavors within rye depending on just the mash bill. Not even so much of how it's aged. There's a lot of variation that could be had with ryes these days. Because I think ryes tend to be a little bit more experimental when rye was really booming, and the bartenders are really bringing rye back to the forefront. Several years ago, I think it kind of lit a fire under a lot of different distillers to now experiment with different ryes. So that's why we saw so many different rye grains and different types of malted rye and different mash bills to really kind of expand the flavor profiles of rye. Bourbon's a little bit more on the nose. Like people want to, yeah, I think people experimented with finishes, but not so much crazy mash bills. I think the people that did experiment with bourbon mash bills, a lot of those fell by the wayside if you go back and look at the history of it. So the bourbon mash bills that kind of stay in that general range, I think rye people and distillers were able to play with a little bit more. So it was pretty interesting. Is the Old Fitz 7-year bottle and bond going to be a regular release, says Robert? Yes, it is. It's going to be a regular release. All right, where we're at here. Number 6. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Yeah, me too, Dustin, for sure. I just got one. Did you try Stag 25A or MMCA 20? I have a Maker's Mark coming to me on the way, so I'll have that soon. Yeah. Someone asked about Smoke Wagon outside of the core lineup. He's not doing a lot of unique stuff. Sort of yearly, he does those rare limited blends based on barrels that come in. What I'm wondering about with Old Fitz 7 is if they'll distinguish between spring and fall, and if so, whether the fall ones will have a black label. So, Kenneth, I can answer yes, they are going to distinguish between spring and fall. The label question, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to change the color of the label for that. You know, 6 isn't bad. 6 has like a lemon note, like a peanutty lemon. That one's weird. Maybe it's because I'm coming off the other one. Oh, Brian's here. What's up, Abandoned Bourbon? Nice to see you, man. Yeah, I haven't seen 25A Stag at all. I'm just not as high on Stag anymore as I used to be. I think much like some other beloved bourbons, Stag has kind of gone down in quality a little bit. People still buy it no matter what, and it's still pretty good. I mean, you know, as reviewers who get to try a lot of different things or want to try a lot of different things, I think we nitpick a lot. You know, I'm definitely guilty of that. I'm not gonna, you know, lie about that, but for sure. I think, you know, I'm a little bit, you know, kind of the angry guy in the, you know, the old guy in the front lawn. Make everything taste like batch 12 again. Like, wow. But you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't feel like they're as consistently good as that. I'll just say they're not as consistently good as they used to be. I'll say that about Stag or Stag Junior, whatever the hell you want to call it. But you know, if I see one at retail, I'm definitely still buying it. I don't have the expectations anymore for Stag being like a holy shit type of bottle anymore. I feel like if it is a holy shit bottle, then yes, awesome, love it. But I don't have those expectations anymore when it comes to Stag. I don't, you know, it sucks. My intentions were to have one pour now on number 3. Too many great options. These Stag Saz picks are pretty yummy. The batches have gotten bigger, among other things. Oh, for sure, Miro. Yeah, I'm not really digging that one. It's a little dry. Yeah, not feeling that one. All right, let's go to the last 3 here. Michael Spano, I love Rittenhouse. It's going to be a different profile versus the Saz that you're talking about, but it's a good rye. Do you look for BTAC anymore or not worth the hunt price? Chris, the only BTACs I'm interested in at this point each year are the Stag and the William Lee Weller. Handy every now and again. If I hear that a Thomas H. Handy is really good, maybe I'll seek it out. But as far as Saz 18 or Eagle Rare 17, I've been disappointed more often than not with those two. So I kind of tend to keep those at arm's length. But if I can get William Lee Weller and George C. Stagg at a decent price, those are the ones I'm looking for. BTAC to me is not, I need everything in the collection anymore. In the beginning, yeah, I want to get every single one, but I just don't do that anymore. I don't know if you guys heard the Pappy Van Winkle release was the Pappy Van Winkle, the Pappy Van Winkle bottle release was announced as well. You can get into that if you want. You know, the same shit. You have your rye, you have the 15, the 10, the 15, the 20, the 23, you have the Lot B, you have the Old Rip, the rye, and, you know, good luck getting any of it and paying a shit ton of money for it for, you know, bourbon that's actually not that great. So there you go. That's your update. Last two ER17s were amazing, says Nathan Jurgensen. I mean, yeah, okay. I would have to taste it to believe that. I'm just not that confident in Eagle. I've been burned too many times on Eagle 17. Oh, that one's cool. That one's sweet. It's interesting. That's juicy fruit gum in a glass. The Pappy Van Winkle Amburana finish surprised me. I'm sure it did, Nathan. Don't care, but still, yeah. I sent you an ounce and you loved it, says Nathan. I mean, yeah, maybe I did, but I don't know if I loved it enough, Nathan, I would want to go out and like seek it out. That's the thing. Second sip, a little flat, but very fruit forward. That one's kind of different. I kind of like that it's not just caramel vanilla. There's a little bit, there's another layer of flavor there. I'll give that one a 3. So right now I have 2 3s and 2 4s in this one. Let's go to number 8. Holy shit. Pappy Van Winkle toasted just for Jason. How about a Pappy Van Winkle back it in version? That'll be fun. Yeah. PVW, that's bespoke as hell. That's right. Well, Eagle Rare 12 be a standard release. Mark Emmenecker. Yes, it's supposed to be. Doesn't mean you're going to see it, but it's supposed to be a standard release. Yes, sir. This one, this Natural Barrel Company glass actually has a little bit of a nice color here, but I mean, that's solid as they come. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that glass. A lot of vanilla, a lot of caramel, solid, a little bit of a nuttiness to it. Not much of a finish. Maybe a little bit of a black pepper there. Very light, very sweet. That's good. I would give that a, man, do I give that a 3? Is it good enough for a 3? Because there's so many glasses, I can't give everything a 3. If I give it like a 2 point, I can. It's my show. I'll give that shit a 2.5. It's like a 2.5. All right, last one in this round here. Yeah, this has that wet cardboard note again. Yeah, I'm getting that a lot tonight. Let's see. If you get a budget bourbon with 3 flavors or more, that's a win. Exactly, Diego. Exactly. You think that's benchmark? All right, guys, keep it coming. I love the questions tonight. Keep it going. Let's keep it. What else can we talk about? Oh, yeah, let me give you guys a quick update on Drum Key. Drum Key Spirits, my own private brand, launching through Barrel King. So I got the blend sent to me this week on Monday. Got a full bottle of the entire blend, how it's tasting, how it's coming along after it's been sitting in the tank for a little while. And man, it's different than I remembered, but in a good way. The first thing that I'm in love with this bottle is it's quintessentially Jason C. It's fruit forward. It's somewhat chocolatey. It's got a buttery note to it, and the finish on it goes for days. So there are components of this blend that's like, wow, Jason C would probably love this, and I do. I absolutely love it. I do want more of the berry to come out, and apparently, as it's sitting, the berry flavors are coming forward a little bit more, and the ethanol starting to blend out, and it's becoming a really, really beautiful, elegant whiskey. Not sure what the proof is. I have to ask. The last time we proofed it was I had 121 proof. Not sure if that's went up or down, but the flavors in this thing are completely amazing, and I'm so happy with it. And it seems to be one of those whiskeys, because I poured it and I just left it in the glass like throughout the day, and it got better and better and better with airtime. And the more I went back to it, and I was so happy with it. But the folks at Barrel King are telling me it's getting better. So I have another bottle on the way to try it. And if it's better than the bottle I just received, we could green light this thing and start bottling. So I'll keep you guys posted, but I'm really excited about it. It's going to be really cool. Yep. What is Bardstown Sweet Wheat? Blendageddon, same rules as last year. Need to start my 2025 loser blend. Yeah, Blendageddon will be pretty much the same rules as last year, I think. No really crazy changes. I know I have to get started. August was kind of a wash for me leading into September. So Blendageddon will start a little bit later this year, but it's going to happen. I'm thinking either next week or the week after will be the full announcement, and I'll give you guys the deadline dates to start getting your blends it. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Jason, are you into Irish whiskeys, and what's your favorites? Says Robert. I do love Irish whiskeys. I have to be in the mood for them. But some of my favorite are Teeling, Redbreast, obviously the higher end Redbreast ones. Redbreast 12 cask strength is still a favorite of mine. But I'm a huge fan of, man, what are some of the ones that I love? Oh God, like it's escaping me now. Some of the Teeling single barrels are incredible. Love the Dare Gaelics from Middleton. Those are phenomenal. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. Any rules we need to know for Blendageddon, or are we cleared hot on anything we want? Well, it depends on the again, we're going to do, if you're going to blend an American whiskey, the American whiskey blends, you have to keep it American whiskey, no single barrel selections from anyone, and it has to be somewhat available. I'm not going to say readily available because people still like to blend crazy shit in it, but it's got to be somewhat readily available so people can recreate it. Those are really the main rules. And then the Franken blend category, which we're still going to have, that could be whatever the hell you want. So have fun with that one. Oh, Killowen. Yeah, Killowen's really good. Love Blue Spot. I definitely love the Spot whiskeys, but Blue Spot and actually Red Spot, I still think are my favorite from that lineup. Okay. Jason, have you seen the new Johnny Walker Black Ruby finished in red wine cask, Oloroso sherry, PX sherry, and ex bourbon barrels? I have not seen that, Josh. What's the proof on it though, Josh? Do you know, Fritzy? What is it? 9 is okay. I would give Ron 9's another 2.5er. Okay. One more sip of 9. Again, 9 is just another solid one. So the standouts here tonight in this first round of the second round, number 1, number 3, number 5, and number 7. So I don't know if I want to do that many. Well, yeah, you have your top 4. All right, so I'm going to keep this kind of in the lineup here, as we did. Just want to make sure that nothing gets lost. And I'll put a marker here on the ones that I like here. So kind of go in that order. All right, so this is the first round. Perfect. And what I'll do here is I will put to the front here number 1, number 3, number 5, and number 7. So those are kind of my favorites in that one. All right, let's bring in the next round here. Let's go. Keep it going. I'm feeling fine, having fun. The first round of the second round sounds like whiskey math. It's science. It is science in a way, but delicious science. Not always delicious. Somewhat delicious. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, we got a couple dark ones in here, guys. These last 2 are pretty dark. Look at those 2. Ooh, this one too. These 3 are pretty dark. Okay, I'm excited. Did you see Garrison Brothers Sonora announcement? Actually, I think I did read that. Let me see. I do believe. I think there was an announcement with with Garrison Brothers. I think, yeah, Garrison Brothers releases 6,000 bottles of its latest bourbon, which is the Sonora. On Wednesday, the Garrison Brothers Distillery unveiled Sonora Texas Straight Bourbon, finished in rye whiskey barrels, the ninth offering in its award-winning portfolio, and in all likelihood, soon to be a collector's item. The bourbon was aged for 4 years in new white oak before transferring to ex-rye whiskey barrels for an additional 3 years. The spirit, bottled at 108 proof, is said to boast aromas of corn, oak, rye spice, and butterscotch, followed by copious flavors of black pepper and cinnamon on the palate. This will be available in select liquor stores beginning in early November. Boasts a suggested retail price of $159.99. Let me grab the photo of this and you guys can check it out. Let's see here. I think I should be able to just upload this for you guys. Yep, there it is. Okay. I'll let that load up. And yeah, here it is. That's the Garrison Brothers Sonora. You guys can check that out. Well, I mean, what is it with Garrison Brothers? You guys big fans of Garrison Brothers? You guys not so much fans? What do you think? I mean, not for you. You're willing to try something finished in rye barrels? I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. 160 though. Right off the bat, I'm thinking try before you buy, but you have to like that profile that Garrison Brothers have, which is like heavy, that heavy Texas funk oak note that it has. Nolan Wren says they legit. Okay. Too expensive for Kevin O'Malley. I'm willing to try, but I'm not a fan of Garrison Brothers. Texas Funk is a bitch month for me. Okay, yeah. For a liquid 1960s catcher's mitt, it's not too bad. Too expensive, but definitely try before you buy. I like Balmoria, Cowboy and Laguna. I'm a big fan of the Balmoria. Those the ones that I've tried and the ones I've gotten samples of have been really good. Very proofy, but delicious. Garrison always too pricey, but they give a ton of money back to different causes. Portions of those proceeds will help revitalize the Sonora Cavern. Yep, for sure. Ladybird a couple years ago. Oh, the Ladybird. That is a release I wish I got a bottle of. That was actually pretty incredible, for sure. What's the three you would choose of Garrison? Yeah, definitely that Ladybird, Balmoria. I'm not sure how you say it. And the third one, probably one of the Cowboy bourbons, just those crazy high proofers. I don't remember exactly which batch I really liked, but I remember one of the Cowboy bourbons I really did enjoy. But I mean, it drank like fire, but I didn't mind it. It was really good. Oh, Balmoray. Sorry, Balmoray. Yep. Yep. Cowboy bourbon. I think those are my top three. Anything else beyond that, I'm not sure I've had. I just haven't had a lot of Garrison Brothers. So have you tried any St. Cloud stuff? What's their story? I have the first ever bottling of St. Cloud in my collection. The first one they ever bottled. I don't remember where they sourced it from. I think it's Barton. I tried maybe the first 2 or 3 bottles of St. Cloud and I was into it, and I don't know. I just kind of moved on to other things. It wasn't for the price and the money and all the craziness that people were paying for those. I just kind of moved on, but I still had the first bottle of that thing. Yep. No, it doesn't, Mark. Yeah, the Balmori or Balmore. Oh shit, I already forgot how to say it. The Balmore is one of the best things that I think that Garrison Brothers makes. So, all right, let's go to number 10 on the list. What time is it? Oh, we got plenty of time. Love this. What's your favorite year of Dusty Turkey 8-year? Anything between 1986 and 1991. Those are the years. That's the range right there. 86 to 91. Beautiful. Actually, even more direct. 87, 88, 89, 90. Those, well, I don't even know 90. 90 could get tricky. Anything 87, 88, and 89. I love how I went from like 10 years to like 3. 87, 88, and 89. You find any turkey from those years, legit. Get it. How'd you like that pin bottle? Nice pick. I haven't even opened it yet. I haven't even opened this pin bottle. I figured it's a nice collector's item to have. I've always liked that bottle as a decanter. You know, it's signed. Why not? Yep, 89. 89, to be even more direct, is probably one of the best years you're going to have from Wild Turkey. So if you can find anything, my cheesy gold foil that I paid a shit ton of money for, I specifically wanted an 89. So that's what I chose. If you can find anything from 89 from Dusty Turkey, you're going to be happy. Favorite bar in Bardstown to go to? That's a good question. You know, as much as I love the super fancy, you know, mixologist types of bars, you know, there's nothing wrong with going to a nice little dive bar. I love Volstead. It's weird. It's kitschy. It's awesome. Love Volstead. Top 5 pet peeves. We're going there. We're going there already. Number 10's okay. Again, another solid sipper. It's just not standing out. Probably a 2 here for that one. Solid, a little nutty. Top 5 car subwoofer brands. What, Travis? I don't know. Oh man, Jason, I backed into a parking spot just for you the other day, dude. I got so onto that point. I got so many videos that people sent me of them. My favorite was, I think, Little Barry, who's in the chat, and he sent it to me. It was a video. He was sitting. I think it looked like a parking garage, and he was just sitting. I think I still have it. Let me see. Can I share this video somehow? No, that's not it. Hold on. Can I somehow share this video? Yeah, this video is my worst nightmare. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can share this somehow. Hold on. Yes, I think I could do this. Oh yeah, here it goes. Here we go. All right, you guys see it, right? This is what he sent me. This is hilarious. I don't have any sound on it, but this is what I'm talking about. This person is trying to back in. There's obviously a line of people waiting. It's like watching paint dry. Look at it. Look at it happen. It's happening right now in front of us. I'm getting hives just looking at this shit. Oh my God. Go. Yep. Go. Nope. Not so sure. Maybe. Oh, dear God. And then finally, people are able to go around it. Oh my God. That's my worst nightmare. Yep. So that is the shit I'm talking about. I mean, there might have been honking, but I had the sound off. Oh my God. This is my life, everyday work in my work parking lot. Just keep it straight. Jesus, use your backup camera. But this is what I'm talking about. Oh my God. Okay. Let's go to number 11. What are your must-visit distilleries on the Bourbon Trail? Planning a trip. Chris Lindahl. Man, I get that question, I think, asked every couple days. I think I have it narrowed down to, I mean, there's different tiers I put it in. I think if you have favorite whiskeys, if you have a favorite distillery, whether it be a Buffalo Trace, a Wild Turkey, or Four Roses, you know, Barton Bourbon Company, those are always going to be ones you're going to want to hit because they make your favorite whiskeys. So I feel like you should always have those in your list. Whatever you like, definitely go visit them. I think there's reason to, you know, always visit the whiskeys that you love, the places that make it. It feels more personal. It feels there's a passion that comes out of you when every time I go to Wild Turkey, I always feel like I'm going there for the first time because I have a passion for Wild Turkey bourbon, and I love it, and I love the story, and I love the grounds and the rick house, and every time I go there, it speaks to me in a way. Not to get too overly romantic about it, but it's true. So there's always something to be said about whatever your favorite distilleries are that you like to sip. Definitely go there. As far as my favorites, aside from Wild Turkey, they don't have great bourbon. They have good rye, but Castle and Key is one that I always tell people to go to because you're walking the grounds that Colonel E.H. Taylor walked on. So you should always go there. it's a great history part of it, and I love it. I think there's something to be said about walking those grounds. I think it's great. Buffalo Trace is always a good one. I do recommend it. It's off the beaten path, and it's kind of a trek to get there. But Maker's Mark is has amazing grounds, great distillery, great food. Yeah, I mean, you may or may not love Maker's Mark, but the distillery to go visit is actually, it's like Disneyland of bourbon. It's really cool over there. I do think he says when Wild Turkey 101 goes out in the bottom of the blind. God, I hope that doesn't happen. I backed through the car wash today and told him the Mash and Drum made me do it. I tell people Maker's Mark and then Bardstown. If you've never been, you get one of the oldest and then one of the newest. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I think Maker's Mark's a great one to go to. Wild Turkey, obviously. Buffalo Trace, great to visit. I love Castle and Key. You know, what else, man? When you're on because it's like different. You have to break it up into, you have your Bardstown distillers. I think it's worth going to Bulleit just to go up to the bar and get a cocktail from Bulleit because it's amazing. They have really good food too. Even if you love or hate the whiskey, the whole experience at Bulleit is really cool. You have Heaven Hill that's right there. The Experience Center is really nice. So you could kind of hit Lux Row, Heaven Hill, Bulleit, all pretty quickly if you want to. Lux Row has an okay tour, not crazy great, but you know, it's decent. But Heaven Hill and Bulleit and Bardstown Bourbon Company, I think Bardstown Bourbon Company, just for the food alone, the food at Bardstown is incredible. Then you have Maker's Mark, I think, on top of that, which it's kind of off the beaten path, but closer to Bardstown than anything. But then you have Whiskey Row. I mean, Evan Williams, Old Forester, Michter's, Peerless. Now Bardstown Bourbon Company is on Whiskey Row. So is Pursuit Spirits. So is Green River. I mean, you could just bounce from door to door to door to door and have yourself a time on Whiskey Row. But then outside of Whiskey Row, your Four Roses, Buffalo Trace, Wild Turkey, you know, that whole like trifecta. Castle and Key, I think, is great to do that too. So I think you start with the ones that you love the most as far as what you like to sip on. And then from there, you kind of pepper in the ones that you're most interested in. But I think as far as historical context, I love going to Castle and Key. Woodford Reserve is right there too, which also has a lot of history. You know, whatever you think about the whiskey, the grounds are beautiful there. But Bardstown Bourbon Company, I think Heaven Hill and Bulleit are really great spots as well. And Four Roses, I actually think is not enough people talk about Four Roses. I think it's a really cool experience over there. So yeah. Michter's, just go to Michter's and go up to the bar and on Whiskey Row, go to the Fort Nelson Distillery and ask for a Black Manhattan. It's expensive. It's off menu. But when you have it, you will know why it's amazing. So. Number 11. Number 11's got some pretty good sweetness here. I don't know. Number 11's kind of a 2.5. Not so much a 3 or a 4 quite yet. Skip the Michter's tour. Go to the bar. I agree, Tip PFW. Just don't even go do the tour at Michter's. Or unless they have the fill your own. The fill your own's always cool to do at Michter's. Although they've changed the experience a little bit. But just make a reservation, go to the bar at Michter's and ask for a Black Manhattan. And say, Jason C. told me to get the Black Manhattan. And they'll look at you like cross-eyed, like who? But just say that and get it. Okay. Now we're on number 12 here. Man, this is crazy. We're going through these. You know, here's the thing. I don't think I've really come across any of these that have been really off-putting. There are a couple off-putting, not pudding, putting. But there are a few in here that, you know, maybe one or two that kind of gave me like that. One gave me that earthy note. One gave me that cardboard note. You know, but the rest of them have all been pretty solid. Nothing really, you know, like, I'll never drink that. But otherwise, this has been a pretty interesting blind tonight. I think all these a little bit more even than last week's. And I got to say, this is probably the most comprehensive blind I've done. I mean, pretty much trying to find every bottle I can. The nose on number 12 is actually really nice. Top 5 puddings. Can somebody tell me what tapioca is? Ooh, I kind of like this. This one's sweet. Got a little strawberry note in that one. Ooh. Again, more than just caramel, vanilla. This one might get a 3. This will be the first 3 of the number 3 gets a 3. Tapioca is delicious, this Kenneth Clark. But what is it? What is it? Why is it called tapioca? Why is it not vanilla with rice bits in it or whatever that shit is in tapioca? What is it? Loved our experience at Barton as well, says Jimmy H, for sure. If you like the texture of snot, tapioca always reminds me of Whose Line. Oh yeah, tapioca. Yeah, I remember that. Emmanuel. I know what you're talking about. Tapioca is a starch extracted from the roots of the cassava plant, also known as yucca. Oh, I love yucca. That is widely used in cooking, baking, and liver. Oh, dude, I love yucca whiskey note. Maybe I gotta have me some more tapioca. I think I told you guys this. I used to date a lot of Spanish girls back in New York because I love the food. I know that sounds fucked up, but it's true. Yeah. Oh, what's your name? Yeah, you have an abuela. You have a nice grandma that cooks every Sunday. Yeah, let's go out. It's not exactly true. I think the food was the bonus part of it. But man, I did not mind Puerto Rican girls and their grandmas that cooked really well. We had the fried yuca that they would make. Oh, it's so good. Oh my God. Yeah, man. I think 12's good enough to get a 3. I think so. This shit is light as hell. So this is either Mellow Corn or what did somebody say earlier? It could be the Tincup. Yeah, this does not smell great. Oh, empanadas, Dustin. Don't get me started on empanadas. Those are my favorite. My best friend Mike, who still lives in New York. Mike, if you're watching, what's up, buddy? His mom, God rest her soul. His mom passed away a few years ago. She always used to make me a big tray of empanadas, and I miss that, and I miss her. Oh, I loved empanadas. There's nothing about a deep fried pocket of meat. There's nothing better. Nothing really to it. Honestly, I can't tell. Is it the Tincup or is it Mellow Corn? It's just super sweet. I think that could be the Mellow Corn. I don't know. It's really light. I mean, it is actually. It's not giving me a bite. Like Mellow Corn, I think even at 100 proof has a little bit more of a finish. So maybe this is the Tincup. I don't know. Either way, there's not much going on with it. I'm gonna get a 2. Okay. Let's go to this one here. Oh, okay. All right, now we're into a little bit of a darker profile. So far, the first 4 here have been a little bit mediocre. This is nice. I feel like this back half is going to be pretty good here. Here we go. Top 5 ex-girlfriends. How do you rank that? Like the top 5 as in like the best ex-girlfriend or the worst? How do you even how does the tiering system work in that? Krista Nolan, I don't know. Did they check if you need to get vaccinated? I don't know if that's a thing. Crap, Milestone sold out. I was too late. Oh, damn it. Did it? Shit. Worst, obviously. Yeah. My number 1 ex has to be. Yeah, I'm not going to say it just in case. God forbid, dude. Yeah, no, not going to say it. That's a private stream matter, not a live stream matter. Oh, that's pretty nice. Which one is that? This is probably one of the first ones, well, maybe the second or third that I've gotten like a nice brown sugar note off of. This has a little bit more depth. That's definitely getting a 3. That'll be my second 3 of the grouping. That's good. I don't mind that one. Yeah, I'm not doing it. Careful. I hear you guys. Nope, not doing it. Nope. Oh, you could still pre-order Milestone. Okay. Oh no, it's gone if you add it to the cart. Shit. All right. 17. Not a lot of big standouts on this one so far. 17 is pretty solid on the nose. They did and wouldn't let my boyfriend in. I was forced for work, so I had my card. I went and bought. Chris, the last time I went to Michter's, they did not ask to check credentials of that sort. So I feel like you should be good to go now. Ed Williams, how's Kim doing? Kim's doing good. She's about now a full week without her brace, a little over a week without her brace on. She's still, she still has some pain, some discomfort, I should say, but she's doing good, man. Marty sucks. Big Vic. If I were to do a tour of Whiskey Row, how many days should I anticipate to complete? I'd be flying out of Nevada. A tour of Whiskey Row, Robert? I'm not sure what that means. Like, you want to tour every distillery in Whiskey Row, or do you want to do a few select ones? You could probably do it in 2 days, to be honest. Yeah, Kim is doing great. She's her back pain is still somewhat there. She hasn't started rehab yet. I think she starts rehab next week. They're going to start building up her leg strength again, her core, all the stuff that she needs to get strong again. She hasn't really been able to move around for a long time. So I think once she does that, she'll start really feeling better. But right now, she's doing good though. She's moving around. She's bending a little bit. She's, just trying to get used to life with some new metal in her back, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Yeah. I would say 2 days. 2 days. SLB video hit early, wasn't going to last long. Dude, SLB gets everything so damn early. My God, how do they do that? I can't keep up. The last month or two has been tough for me, just to kind of, get bottles and think about getting stuff early like I usually do, just because of everything going on. So I will get back to all that, guys. I promise. It's just one of those things where, I did get a sneaky bottle here. I don't know if you guys saw this. This is probably one of the coolest boxes that I've seen. Big Vic, Marty sucks both ways. LSOB always says the same about you. I mean, yeah, I think some of the stuff I just get samples for, but look what I got from Heaven Hill. And again, I'm being transparent with you guys. They sent me this. This is the Heaven Hill Unity bottle that they released for the Heaven Hill Springs Distillery. And check this out when you pull this up. Look how the box, look at the front. The front's moving and it scrolls. You see it moving? Crazy, right? Put it back down and it's like a window shade in the box. And then the side does it too. Here, look at the side. Then you see photos of master distillers. Look at that shit. And you do that. There you go. Connor O'Driscoll there on the side. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. So this is that Unity bottle that they released. I was supposed to go to this Heaven Hill Springs thing, but I wasn't able to because of the situation with Kim. But they were still kind enough to send me the bottle that they released at the event. And there's some 34-year-old bourbon in this bottle. Some of the last whiskey that Parker Beam distilled, along with whiskey created from Connor O'Driscoll, Denny Potter, and I think there was someone else in there too. So really cool gift from Heaven Hill. I'll be doing a review on that one. So just a really cool box. I've never seen anything like that. Yeah, quite the bespoke box. You're right. Shit. Trying 12, 13, 14, 14. Yeah, so I actually like 14. Let's go to 15. Yeah, it's a nice box. Bust out the Tanyard Hill. I'm definitely fixing to get a Tanyard Hills here soon. You might end up keeping the box and pouring out the whiskey. This one always almost has like a winey, like a grapey taste to it on this one. Whiskey Nose and Big Vic need to kiss and make up. Whiskey Nose sucks more than BTW. Mark Hemanecker. That's some wild presentation. Friggin' cool, man. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, that has an interesting flavor profile in 15. It's almost grapey. Do you think that's a benchmark? It's really light too. I don't know. There's not much going on. I mean, it's going to get a 2, but oh, here's a pet peeve I have. You guys want to? I know everybody's asking. Oh, give me a pet peeve. Comments on Whiskey Tube these days. If I do a bottle of something limited, if I review a bottle of something limited, I love the one that says "must be nice." Must be nice. That's all they say. Must be nice. I tell you what, I don't know why that comment irks me so much. Must be nice, because I think for me, if you've never had a YouTube channel and put the work in that I do and others do, you don't know what it is to, film, edit, make connections, work phone calls, emails, and do whatever you have to do for the hustle to build up your YouTube channel and your presence, especially nowadays when it's so competitive. So must be nice to me means that's, jealousy and people saying that, oh, must be nice because I can't get that bottle. Well, did you work for it? I'm not saying you have to work for it. People get bottles in different ways, but I don't know. There's a way. I feel like that's just like, it's such a diminishing comment because it's not, they're just saying it because it's an easy thing to say without thinking of the work that goes behind the scenes with having a YouTube channel and everything else behind it. So I don't know. I think that's kind of a pet peeve. Lazy comments that people seem to repeat all the time. You can shit on Heaven Hill and still get samples. Must be nice. Yeah, I mean, haters gonna hate. Yeah, I get it. It irks me that when people complain about a review of a hard-to-get bottle, how else will we know if it's worth it? Well, that's the thing. Yeah. That's like saying GLSW on secondary pages. Must be nice is so dumb because you're literally a review channel. Of course, your goal is to get, yeah, that's the thing. You mind Jason because you do the work to earn your person and stay in the community. That's what it's about, man. Must be nice to have this second full-time job. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It's a lot of work. And I don't know. I think that's kind of a lazy thing just to kind of put out there. It's like, think about what you say, because I don't think you realize a lot of the work that goes into this that some people really put into it. So, all right. This is one of the dark ones. Let's see what we get. I've heard mixed reviews about the Remus 9 as well. I have a bottle on the way. Is that too? Yep. Being an entrepreneur has perks, but there is way more sacrifice. Yeah, I definitely learned that early. I never really viewed this channel as being entrepreneurial, but it is, and it was, and it has been. And I think people forget that sometimes. They just want to shit on you because, like, we get bottles that other people can't get or try to get, or I don't know. There's that type of thing with everything, but in every walk of life. But it is what it is. I think I'm used to it by now. But I don't know. Whenever I see must be nice, that just one kind of irks me because there's nothing else that goes along with it. But some of the funniest ones I've gotten recently are like, I don't get anything when I smell whiskey. I smell cardboard and gasoline. Are these guys making this shit up? What the hell? Like, all right. It's like I could see how people could get frustrated because some people just don't have, maybe however their brain, their body works, they just don't pick up smells and flavors and tastes like other people do with whiskey. And I see how that can be frustrating. But at the same time, don't like diminish what I'm doing or others are doing because you can't smell or taste certain things in whiskey. I mean, it is what it is. It's subjective. It definitely is subjective, but I don't know. Don't diminish it because you can't. That's like the number one, like, I don't like you because I can't have it type of thing, Must be nice. Bust open CG Go Full and Cream of Kentucky, proceed to drink them both. Yes, it is. Yes, it effing is. Exactly. I was arguing with people the other day. Eagle Rare smells like, oh man, it's going too fast. Eagle Rare smells like grape. They were telling me no. Yeah, that's Eagle Rare does smell like grape. Not all of them do, but most of them do. There you go, Shemmy. I appreciate that, man. You one of the first bourbon channels to watch when Raffi was our only option. It says Cushman. I love Raffi. Oh shit. What is that? That's good. Okay. So this dark one kind of lived up to the color. It is oaky. It's brown sugary. It's sweet. It's got a little bit of a. Is that like a little sweet tobacco note I'm getting? What the hell is that one? Dude, that's getting a score, dude. Shit. Dude, that might get like a 4.5. That's really good. Jason is slowly losing his mind. Man, that's pretty damn good. Oh man, the finish goes. That's a really good bourbon. Is it? It's probably the oakiest one I've had here tonight. There have been a couple of ones that had a good oak profile. OGD 114 is in here somewhere. Yep. OGD Bonded is also in here. So both of them are in here. Yep. Cardinals 21 says, my money's on Cooper's Craft. Ooh. This is... Man, these last two saved this whole round because this whole round was kind of meh. But these last two, those things came in hot in a good way. This last one is orangey cinnamon red hot with what if that's the 114? Usually when I get cinnamon red hot and orange, I'm thinking Beam. Maybe that's the 114. If it is, I mean, then that is as what I remembered. If it's something else, we'll see. Man, that is so good. I think these two are the main standouts here. I liked 12 and I liked 14 as well. So 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I like 12 and I like 14. So yeah, and the rest weren't close. All right, I'm going to line these up here over on this side. And then we have ourselves we're going to have ourselves a battle here because this second half of the second round was pretty underwhelming, except for These, you know, but even the other two weren't great. So I'm gonna pull. All right, so let me do this here. So these are all still in order, right? So I have 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. All right, so I kind of know where those are falling, and I'm glad I kind of kept these in order so we kind of figure this out. Then I have 10, 11, 10, 11, 12 I'm pulling out. 13, 4, yeah, 14. And then these last two, 17 and 18. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we have our. So I'm going to pick the top 4 from this last 8, and then we're going to get into it. But these are the ones that stood out in this flight. Cooper's makes sense for the 17. You know what? I can't disagree. Maybe it is because, you know, Cooper's to me has always been a really great bourbon that's cheaper with a really good oak presence. And I feel like I get that on 17. So maybe that is the Cooper's. If this last one is an OGD 114, I'll be really surprised. You know, if it actually ends up being Old Grandad just regular bonded, that might not surprise me too. But I don't get as much orange in Old Grandad bond. Well, that's not true. I don't get much as like the cinnamon red hot in Old Grandad bonded like I do the 114. And I feel like I get this in that last glass. So, all right. So let me go here, and I'm just going to, whatever I don't like, I'm going to return to their spot, and then we'll start doing the reveal here. What famous drummer would you want to share a bourbon with? If we're talking alive, probably Stuart Copeland from the Police. Actually, no, scratch that. Danny Carey of Tool. Danny Carey of Tool, I would definitely want to have a beer with. But if I could sit down with both of those, I think it'd be a really interesting conversation between Danny Carey and Stuart Copeland. Those two guys, for sure. All right. Let's go through these real quick. Actually, before I go through all of these, we have the meme of the week, which I love to show you guys each and every week. This was a user-submitted one, got emailed to me. I love this meme. This literally just happened to me today. So I think it's kind of timely. Here it is. There's Snoopy with a cart full of bourbon, just went in for milk. So I don't know about where you guys live. If you go to a Costco with a liquor store in it, here we have Kroger, we have Giant Eagle that have liquor stores built into the actual supermarkets. And sometimes you go in for, you know, some bacon, some bread, a stick of butter, and you come out with 5 bottles of whiskey. That's basically what happened today for me. So I mean, come on, raise your hand in the chat if this happens to you pretty much every week, because I feel like it happens to me. That's a pretty timely. I really enjoyed that one. So thanks for that submission. Appreciate that. Must be nice, says Mrs. JJ Pickle. Yeah, just got to take a look and see what they got in there. And then all of a sudden you're walking out with like a $250 bourbon bill. Yeah, for sure. Always seems to happen. All right, so as far as videos coming up, guys, I have a video that will be releasing tomorrow about 3 brands that I discovered in the Ascot Awards that I'm really kind of in love with right now. So they're newer brands that, I know maybe you heard of them, maybe you haven't, but either way, I feel like they deserve their spotlight. I feel like everyone's looking for new brands to try. So I have 3 bottles that I picked out that I think people will be really interested in. So that's going to be the next review, the next video, I should say. And then after that, we have reviews for Unity, probably the Maker's Mark bottle, which will be coming out, Sazerac 100 proof. What else? I have a Four Roses 2025 LE on the way as well, so you'll see that one soon. And what else? Yeah, if I see that Booker's Reserves, I'll definitely grab that for a review. But yeah, those should be the next ones coming up. And yeah, so a lot of fun content coming up. Plus the marketing one that I've been working on that just keeps evolving. So that one you should see soon too. That'll be a funny video. So oh, Mario. Oh yeah, Quinn, he's probably he's currently probably the drummer that I'm watching now to learn from. It's hard because he doesn't speak that great English. I mean, you kind of decipher it, but he's amazing. I love watching him play. He has a style like I like to play, like where he plays hard, yet he plays pretty. It's extremely creative at the same time. So I love watching him play. I would probably add him to the list because he's French. I'd probably have to. We'll have something. Maybe we'll have some escargot. Booker's Reserves is all over Central Ohio right now. You should be able to snag one, says Mitchell McKee. All right, yeah, I got to look, dude. I haven't seen it. The store that I go to hasn't had it, so I'll have to look. Love the meme. Yeah. Okay, let me go through these real quick, guys. This one has some rye spice, which I like. This one. Let's go here. This one I really like. This one I gave a 4. I mean, I think that's moving up. That's good. That's going to go through. That one's so good. That one I gave a 4. Let's go to this one here. That one's so good too. Yeah, I like that better than this one. This one's good, but it's starting to lag a little bit. Let's go here. And then these 3. Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty easy because these 2 I know I love. Yeah, it's not close. Okay. So my top 4 are going to be, well, this one's going back. That was glass 1. That was good. Yeah, that one I kind of called earthy. Yeah, no. Yeah, glass 3 I think is going to go back too. I don't think you can hang with this one. This is the one I like. That one's staying. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 5. 5 staying in. These 2, no. This was glass 7. This was glass. Yep. 8, 9. Oh no, that was glass. This is glass 7. Okay. Then we had these. So yeah, the last 2. So that goes here. That goes back. This one, and then these 3 right here. These are my top 4 guys right here. These 4 are my tops for this entire flight. There was a couple in here that were really close, but yeah, let's see here. What do we have? I believe the word you were looking for is wine. Wine. Give a listen to the whole album from Whitesnake, Slide In It, Crazy Pal, Sick Drummer, my favorite. Okay. I think these are my top 4. Okay. What time is it? Wow, it's 10:57. Perfect timing. It's time for the reveal. Let's go. I'm going to put these to the side here. So that means let's go to number one. Number one. Let me throw the camera on here because I like doing the old bottle cam for these reveals for you guys. All right, we are set. All right, so here are the details. Let's see what we got here. This is always so cool. Okay. So the first glass, which was in the running for one of the better ones, was letter D. This was the D. The D was... Oh, damn it. I already ruined it. Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. So Evan Williams Bottled and Bond was letter D. And that was in the running. That actually made the third round, but didn't make the final. So Evan Williams Bottled and Bond, I think, is still a great bourbon for the money. $17 I picked this up for. And it's one of those bottles that I think a couple of people said that, hey, this is the bottle that got me into bourbon, and with good reason. It's cheap. It's affordable. It's 100 proof. It's got some bite to it. And I think, yeah, for the most part, it's a good option. You know, especially if you like something with a little bit more bite. However, I do think in the context of this blind, it came off a little bit youthful, especially when we put him up against everything else in that third round, which is why I fell back. All right, let's go to the next one here, which is, oh, that was that one. Let's go to the next one. This is letter N. Letter N belongs to... This one I gave a 2. This one got a 2, unfortunately. It's the Tincup. I bought this bottle just for this event, and kind of sucks that I bought it. 80 proof, not really much going on here. Tincup for the loss. So there you go. But cheap bourbon, good price, probably a good mixer. Comes with a little shot glass on the top. There you go. All right, let's go to this one here. Now, this bottle almost made it. I did dig this one. This was letter A. And holy shit, that's surprising. I actually really kind of like that bottle. This one was one of the ones that I gave a 3, but didn't quite get over the top. This bottle is the Dickel 8-year. The Dickel 8-year. I actually dug this one. I gave this one. It had a little bit of a fruit forwardness to it. This is a sneaky little good bourbon. I don't think people give this bourbon quite enough credit because of that word that starts with a D on top, but it's actually not too bad for the money. So this is under $30. It's 8 years old, and it's a decent little bourbon. This is one of those that I think, again, people just sleep on. They don't talk enough about it. But this one also made it to the third round. So there you go. Noise. CJ Lewis says, I'm shocked. Yeah, I did not hate that one. All right, let's go to this one here, which is letter E. Letter E. Oh, shit. So wait, hold on a second. Letter E was also, let's see. So I just did 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, okay. So 1, 2, yeah, 3. That was that one. So this was number 4. This is the one I said was a little bit earthy. Wasn't a huge fan of it. This one ended up being the, yeah, that's the one. Here we go. OGD bonded. OGD bonded comes in at that spot, and I think I did taste some of the citrus in here, but there was an earthiness vibe in this one that I got. Maybe this one was a little bit more peanut heavy. Didn't really dig this one tonight. So there you go. All right, as we move down the list. Okay, this one did not like too much either. Letter E. Oh no, that was the OGD bonded. Sorry, I just did that one. What followed that one? Letter F. Letter F. I did not give a high score, and I'm kind of bummed because I thought this one would do better. This is the very old Barton 100 proof. I don't know why. I thought this was actually going to do really well tonight, but this one fell a little flat for me. Just didn't have a lot of depth to it. I think it was very kind of caramel corn. My notes here say very corn forward, a little bit bright, and I think that's what kind of did it in. But I think if you like a good I think this falls a little bit in the line of Edwin Williams Bottle and Bond, where it just drinks a little bit spicy, but also has a little bit of depth, but not a lot of depth. So there you go. I actually thought that one would do better, to be honest. All right, next one, letter F. That's very old Barton. All right, so that was 7. So that was 6. This is 7. So 7 I gave a 3, and this was letter J, and that's really surprising. This is a little bottle, so this is Bulleit. So Bulleit actually didn't do terrible in this blind. I think it held up for the most part. I think Bulleit does well in blinds, especially for lower budget bottles, because it's a high rye. And I think that helps it stick out against some of the other ones because it has a little bit of a spiciness to it. I know some people have some feelings about Bulleit, but I think it works great in cocktails for a reason because of that spice. So there you go. And was this the Bulleit one? No, this was. Oh, okay. So this was number 8. Number 8, I gave a 2.5. This bottle was JW Dant. JW Dant Bottle and Bond. Yeah, I mean, just not great. Probably a pretty solid sipper when you consider, throwing it in a cocktail, but not a big favorite compared to some of these other ones. Again, this was one of those blinds as I went through these. There was nothing really terribly wrong with any of these. Just some stood out more than others. I think this kind of falls in that camp. There was nothing terrible about it, but it just didn't really wow me compared to some of a few of the other ones here. And lastly, letter, what the hell is that? Oh, letter Q. Letter Q is the second to last one. I gave letter Q, or I should say number 9, a 2.5. So 2.5 goes to, and this is surprising. Well, maybe not surprising. The benchmark top floor. And maybe because it came in at only 86 proof, it just didn't really do it for me tonight. So top floor, 86 proof, benchmark comes in on the back end of this blind, unfortunately, with a 2.5 out of 5. So right there in the middle, nothing too crazy. It's just, I think the proof kind of killed this one. Definitely didn't perform as well as the bonded and the full proof from last week. So there we go. Okay. Now we're getting into the nitty gritty here. Let's get to the rest of them. So now we're getting into number 10. Number 10, I gave a 2. I did not like number 10. That's letter K. And that was the... This is not surprising at all. The Jim Beam Devil's Cut gets number 2. This shit is nasty. I'm sorry. If you like this, I'm not sure what you're drinking, but I don't like it. Jim's Beam Devil Cut gets a 2 and gets knocked out pretty handily. And I feel bad that it's in my mash and drum glass. That sucks. Okay, let's go to number 10. Number 11. I gave a 2.5. This was letter H. And this was, following up. Well, I'll just show you. Beam Double Oaked. Jim Beam Double Oaked gets kind of the low scores. These aren't terrible. I mean, they're good for the money, especially if you're looking for a double O product to try that's cheap. But there's just, I don't know, even for a double O product, this Jim Beam has no depth of flavor to it. I mean, Jim Beam has so much more good stuff here. When it comes to, OGD bonded, I'll take over one of this or Devil's Cut any of the week. So far, this is kind of going. The one surprise here is I thought that the very old Barton 100 would do better. That's the one surprise. I thought that could actually have done a lot better tonight. Okay, let's go to. Okay, that was that one. So that was 10, 11. Let's go to 12. So 12, I gave a 3. This was one that I actually did really enjoy. It just didn't make the top 4. Let's find out what this one is. This is letter I. This was, oh, okay. I like this a lot. And, you know, hate me or not for this one. It's the Ancient Age. Ancient Age 10-star. This was the one that was on the cusp. This was in the final round there before I nailed it to my top 4. But this made the cut in that second round of whiskey. This is a pretty damn good whiskey. My notes here says, you know, let's see here. I gave this one a 3. I dug this bottle. Wasn't too bad. I gave it. It was sweet, approachable, had a nice little spice to it. I did not. Yeah, I'm a tater. This is a freaking tater bottle right here. But it still didn't make the top 4. Still didn't make the top 4. So I'm not fully tater. Give me half tater. I'm a hash brown. I'm a hash brown, not a full potato. Maybe a hash brown, a little fried. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? All right. All right. 13, I did not like. 13, I gave a. We still haven't seen Mellow Corn yet. I think that has to be the Mellow Corn. That is letter C. And yes, letter C is the Mellow Corn. That is the one that I said that was pretty light, not much to it. Mellow Corn. It didn't do great. I mean, a 2.5. Got a half point. 2.5 points. Not terrible. I think Mellow Corn is one of those great whiskeys in a pinch. You have nothing else to drink. You don't have a lot of money. Grab a Mellow Corn. It's not terrible. Okay. So, all right. So that was 11. Let me see. 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that was 13. All right. 14, I gave a 3, which was that 4? No, 14. That one I pulled out. Let's go. Okay. So this is 15 here. This is letter B. Letter B goes to, letter B I liked. This is the Standard Green River. Standard Green River actually didn't do too bad. Not a bad bourbon, especially for the money. This is about $28. Really good little whiskey. I kind of dug this one. Not too bad. So the Green River cheap bottle, it was actually did pretty well. When it comes to, I gave that one a 3. It was pretty solid. And the last one here, wait, was this yeah, that was it. So the last one that gets eliminated, this one was also in the top tier, of the last one, I should say, which was letter O. And that one was, I like that way more than the top floor. It was the Benchmark Single Barrel. Benchmark Single Barrel, letter O, gets it. This one I really liked. I had some good notes for this one. I wrote fruity, I wrote grapey, and I had a feeling this was going to be a benchmark, and it ended up being a benchmark. Now, I didn't know which one it was, but if you look at the proof point here, 95 proof on this one. So this one had a little bit more punch to it. This just misses the top 4. So the top 4 here is going to be interesting. So Benchmark Single Barrel, probably one that could have made the top, but just missed it just by a little bit. But we still have the bonded, and we still have the full proof in the top from last week. Oh, and the small batch, I think, too. Did the small batch make it? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. One of them. I think we had 4. All right. So top 4. Here they are. That means I have 2 that I think I know what they are. Actually, 3. There's one in here I have no idea what it is. So this is my guess. I think this dark one is the Cooper's Craft. And I think this last one is the OGD 114. One of these 2 is Wild Turkey 101, I think. The other one, I have no effing clue what it could be. So this is gonna be cool. So let me see if I'm right. I guess that this last one could be the OGD because it was so cinnamon heavy, so orangey, and it is letter. Is that letter P? Letter P is shit. OGD 114, baby. Called it as soon as I tasted it. It's such a standout bourbon for the money. It's hard to beat, man. OGD 114. This, I guess, was the Cooper's Craft because it was oaky, it was dark, it was rich. This is letter. What the hell letter is that? I'm guessing that's an L. Can't be V. L is the Cooper's Craft 100. Okay. OGD 114, Cooper's Craft 100. One of these is Wild Turkey 101. I don't know what the hell the other one is, and I'm kind of freaking out which one it is. So let's see here. This is, what is that? G and R? R. G and R. Holy crap, really? Okay. Let me tell you what R is. R is Evan Williams 1783. Are you serious? Evan Williams 1783 comes in and takes out the field. Did not. Wow. Okay. Love that one. And then, I mean, if you guys didn't think I was going to pick Wild Turkey 101, I mean, you don't watch this channel. Holy shit. So here's my top 4 from tonight. Old Grandad 114, Cooper's Craft, Evan Williams 1783, and Wild Turkey 101. These 4 will be going against Benchmark Foolproof, Old Forester 100 Signature, Early Times, and the Benchmark Bonded for the top $30 bourbon. Well, $30 and under $30 and under bourbon. We're going to have ourselves a wrestling match. This is going to be so good. 1783 had an advantage being twice the size. Maybe it did. Yeah, this is so cool. I think that, so here's the interesting thing about this. My tastes that I have found have not changed as much as I thought they would. The bourbons that I love have kind of stayed the same as far as this round. Last week, the amount of benchmarks I liked kind of freaked me out. Yeah, we're going to see how it goes next week. We're going to throw Early Times in there. Dude, it's going to be awesome. So, guys, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate it. Thanks to all of you for chiming in. We had about 400 people watching. Hit the like button before you get out of here. Guys, thank you so much for the support. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. Really fun night. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Patreons, we're going to do a live after party here in a second. And yeah, love you guys. You know what I'm going to do? Instead of blending all of them, I'm just going to blend the final 4 before we sign off. Let's see how this works. This can't be good, can it? Let's see. We'll just blend. There you go. There's the blend. Let's see how this works. Dude, and all these are cheap. Wild Turkey 101 is like $24. This giant thing of 1783 was $30, but the regular bottle, a 750 is, I think, $22. Cooper's Craft is right at that $31, $32, $33 mark. And so is Old Grandad 114. Can't go wrong. Nope, doesn't work. Forget it. Forget I said anything. Love you guys. See you next week right here on the Master and Drum. Cheers.